Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about studying A-levels and T-levels at college and sixth form. And there we go, another one admitted. All about helping you to start conversations and spark ideas about further and higher education and training pathways. So I'm going to give it another minute. And I think that we're just over time. So we're going to get started then with a quick overview on A-levels. So A-levels are a really common choice of study after you finish your GCSEs. The A stands for advanced. They're a level 3 qualification, which is one up from GCSEs, and you choose an A-level by its subject. They take 2 years to complete, and they're a linear qualification, which means you just have an exam at the end to determine your final grade. You usually study for 3 or 4 A-levels at college or sixth form, but you can combine 1 or more A-levels alongside another qualification, like a BTEC, if you wish. Now, A-levels are the obvious choice if you enjoy studying in a classroom environment, have subjects that you enjoy and are good at, and are happy to sit exams at the end, which may be a little bit strange over the course of the last 12 months, having not had a huge amount of exam time based on the pandemic. However, they might be your only choice if you're committed to studying a particular degree course at university and you need specific A-levels to get in. So just something to bear in mind. So next up we have T-levels, which are a relatively new qualification that was introduced in 2020. So you might not know anyone who's ever studied a T-level before. The T stands for technical. And like A-levels, they're a level 3 qualification, so one up from a GCSE, and they take 2 years to complete. However, you only choose 1 T-level, which is equivalent to 3 A-levels, and the courses the courses are based on industries or sectors, so things like education and childcare or engineering, rather than subjects like maths or art. So back to T-levels then. So T-levels are slightly different insofar as you spend 80% of your time in the classroom and 20% on placements. So an industrial placement in the workplace. You still have an endpoint exam to determine your grade, but the final assessment also includes things like coursework and will take into account your placement feedback too. Whilst there was only a small number of T-levels to choose from initially, from next year and the year after, there's a lot more choice on offer, including things like accountancy, hair and beauty, media production, and animal management. And so T-levels are a really good choice if you have a particular career path in mind and would like to gain some hands-on experience alongside your academic study. So just to summarise, on to the next slide, gone backwards one. Here's the main differences between A-levels and T-levels. So the differences are A-levels have been around for a long time and T-levels are new. You study 3 or more A-levels at once, whereas you only choose 1 T-level. There's lots of subjects to choose for A-levels and fewer T-levels currently available. A-levels have just an exam at the end, whereas T-levels also include coursework and practical assessment. And A-levels are purely classroom based, whereas T-levels include an industrial placement. In terms of what's the same, they're both level 3 qualifications, which is one up from your GCSEs. You usually need 5 GCSEs at grades 4 or 9, between 4 and 9 to study them. They're both 2 years in length. You can study them at college or sixth form. They convert into UCAS points, which means that they lead on to higher qualifications like a degree or HNC. Sorry, just moderating the chat as well. So even though you have all the facts now about A-levels and T-levels, you still might think it's quite difficult to choose between them. So for example, if your career goal is to become an accountant, should you choose A-levels like maths, further maths, economics and business studies, or should you choose a T-level in accounting? If you want to become a surveyor, for example, should you choose A-levels in subjects like maths, economics, business studies, physics, IT or geography? Or would a T-level in design, surveying and planning for construction be better for you? So to make up your mind, here's a few things that you might like to consider. First of all, do you have an end career goal in mind? If so, does that career goal require a specific type of qualification, or is it flexible, for example, based on UCAS point equivalent? Do you need to consider continue your studies after A-levels and T-levels by gaining a higher qualification like a degree or a degree apprenticeship? If so, look at the entry requirements for that qualification or place of study. So you can use things like the UCAS website to search for different degree courses and different university entry requirements. So if you have your heart set on a particular path, make sure you choose the courses and subjects now that will allow you to study for that next level of qualification upon completion. If you don't have an end career goal in mind, but you do have a couple of different possible options that you're considering, make a plan for all of them. So in yesterday's session, we covered career pathway planning. So mapping out your end career goal and then working backwards to list the milestones that you need to meet to achieve them, or doing it in the reverse order and thinking about what you've chosen and where that could lead you as an end goal. If you missed the session, you can still download a free pathway plan template and some instructions on how to fill it in on our website. So by completing a career pathway plan, or a couple of different ones, depending on your end career goals, you'll find that there's lots of different ways to achieve the same end goal or career outcome. So as long as you choose subjects that are closely related to that next level of qualification or that next milestone, there may actually be some flexibility in which subjects you study now or how you study them. The other really important thing to consider is where you choose to study. So choosing a college or sixth form that's right for you is a really big decision. Whilst you might feel like you want to make the same choice as your friends, your older siblings, or take into account your family or teachers' recommendations, you should definitely have a look at all the available options, even if it just confirms your original choice. And the types of things that you might like to consider include the location, how far is it from home? What are the transport links like? How long will it take you to get there? Their outcomes, so how well does that college or sixth form rank in the subjects or courses you wish to study? If academic excellence and grades are important, this could be a deal breaker, particularly when it comes to university applications, for example. Also the facilities, so does the college or sixth form have specific facilities on campus that are relevant to your studies? For example, a laboratory, a recording studio, certain technical equipment, etc. Then the extracurricular activities. Now, going to college or sixth form isn't just about studying, and neither is getting into university. You'll need to have a well-balanced application to showcase a wide range of experiences outside of the academic realm, whether it's competitive sports or drama. The extracurricular activities that each college offers could therefore have a big sway on where you choose. Also, pastoral care. So while you're expected to be increasingly independent when you start college or sixth form, the support you're offered from teachers and the relationships you build are really important to your success, particularly if you find it hard to settle in or you're worried about getting started in the first place. And finally, the school day. So some colleges have a lot of flexibility when it comes to their timetable, whereas others are a lot more structured. And you should think about how you prefer to learn and what would motivate you best. So don't panic if it all feels a little bit overwhelming. As part of Post-16 Careers Week, we've put together lots of tools on the Stockport Jobs Match website to help you. You can find that by going to the homepage and clicking on the banner for Post-16 Careers Week, and that takes you to the event page. A lot of the resources that we've mentioned you'll find by clicking on the student and teacher guides. We have the different themes for the 5 days that we're covering this week. So obviously today's is A-levels and T-levels. And within there, first of all, you find a short 5-minute guide to A-levels and T-levels that talks about the differences between them, the benefits of each, the pros and cons, key facts and stats that you'll need to know. We've then got a 10 question quiz, a mini Quizlet, and it's a great thing for students to do in 5 minutes. And it tests your knowledge about A-levels and T-levels and the differences between them. And for teachers, we've got, or parents, family members can use these as well. We've got kind of lesson plans and PowerPoint slides that have a much more in-depth information about A-levels and T-levels. If you want to plan a longer session, or just have a read through of those to broaden your knowledge about those and prompt conversations at home, for example. And then if you need help finding out about studying A-levels and T-levels at college and sixth form in particular, your next step is to view our digital event prospectus for Post-16 Careers Week. So again, found in exactly the same way. Use the banner on the homepage, it's the quickest way to take you to the Post-16 Careers Week section. Click on the virtual exhibition link, and that will take you to our digital prospectus. There you'll find an A to Z of local providers. You can either click on the virtual floor plan or the A to Z listing. You'll find a little video about that provider or a virtual tour if they've already provided one, their prospectus, course guides, and a list of what they have to offer, as well as links then to their own website, their social media, open days and application forms. So all the information is together in one place, and it's really, really useful to have a good look through these so that you understand all of the different options that are available and feel like you're making a really, really informed choice about what comes next. So on the screen at the moment is just an example. We've just picked Reese College, and if you click on any of those providers, this is what you'll see. So short video about Reese. I don't know whether you hear the sound on this. Might be able to hear that sound. Oh, Aaron says he can't hear the sound, so we'll leave that there on the event prospectus, but do go and take a look at some of those videos because they give a really good introduction to things. Just to split it down and make it a little bit easier for you, we thought we'd just highlight the split between some of the local providers. If you are looking to study A-levels, there's 8 different local colleges and sixth forms taking part in Post-16 Careers Week that are worth taking a look at. Those include Loretto College at stand 23, Severian College at stand 24, Cheadle-Hulme Sixth Form at stand 26, Clarendon Sixth Form at stand 30. Oh, it's jumped right back now because I was just looking at the chat. Aquinas College at stand 31, Trafford College at stand 32, Cheadle College at stand 33, and Marple Sixth Form College at stand 34. And if you're interested in knowing more about T-levels, you can study these at Stockport College, they're at stand 27, Reese College that we just showed at stand 25, the Manchester College at stand 29, and Trafford College at stand 32. So to help you make the right choice, it's a really good idea to attend an open event or evening if you can. Some of these are in person, some of them are online. There's lots coming up over the next couple of weeks. So they're all happening at the moment. They start September time and run until mid to end of November. We do have them all listed on the Stockport Jobs Match website. So if you go to our training section, and then click on the events tab, you'll find all of the dates for the colleges and sixth forms that you're interested in. Now, when you go along to a college or sixth form open day, we do have some top tips to help you make the most of them. So first of all, try and set your criteria for a prospective college or sixth form in advance before you go. So for example, think about the top 3 things or the top 5 things that are most important to you. Think about how you would rank that college before you go based on your opinion of them and how you'd rank them afterwards and whether that's changed. Obviously do your research in advance, but try and find out what's already available. So use the information that's already there on their website prospectus, social media channels, or video guides, and then think about what you don't know and what you want to find out on the day, and make a checklist if you think that that would help. Also find out what's on offer during the open event. So there might be tours, talks, meet and greet sessions, and sometimes even taster activities where you can try out a specific task. Double check with the provider so that you don't miss out, because sometimes you do need to book on those in advance. Obviously make a list of questions, and don't be afraid to ask the awkward ones too. You want to try and have a chat with the course tutor, but also speak to some of the students if you can. And take notes, either during, whilst you walk around, even if that's just a voice note or a couple of written things down on your phone, send yourself a text message, or afterwards on the car or bus or whatever it may be on the way back. It's really easy for all of these open events to blur into one, and you forget which campus was which, or which tutor you spoke to that said a particular thing. So make a note when you get out whilst it's fresh in your mind, and then you can come back to it later without getting confused. So once you've decided which colleges or sixth forms are on your shortlist, you'll need to check their websites for closing dates for applications and what you need to apply. This will include completing an application form, which may feel a little bit daunting if you've never done one before. But don't panic, we've got you covered. There's a practice application form available on the Stockport Jobs Match website under those student and teacher resources that we signposted you to earlier, that explains exactly what you need to fill in each box and gives you the practice form to have a scribble over. Maybe you could do that and then show it to parents or family members, or take it to your careers advisor at school and get their feedback first. The types of things that you'll be required to include are basic information like your contact details, your personal information, so things like age, ethnicity and religion, so that you can do some equal opportunities monitoring, where you've studied, so where you're at school at the moment, and what you've studied. Sometimes they ask for predictive grades or mock exam results, but not always. Your course choices in order of preference if you're applying for multiple. Your support needs that they need to take into account, and then there's an about you section, which is a bit like a personal profile. So here you'll be asked to provide more details, perhaps on why you've chosen that particular course or subject, your longer term career aspirations, your key skills, and other things that the college should know that are relevant to your application. So you might include things like your hobbies and interests, your work experience, or volunteering, for example. So once you've been offered a place, there's a few things that you'll need to know before starting college or sixth form to help you make the most of your experience. So we asked some of this year's students to share their list of things that they wish they'd known before they started. And here's what they said. So making friends, whilst it's a bit awkward to begin with, you find your own people eventually, and there's lots of opportunities to meet different groups of people within the different subjects that you're studying and the clubs that you sign up for. Be organised. Teachers aren't going to do everything for you now. You have to take responsibility for planning your work and all the things you'll need each day. I'm sure you're used to that a little bit in taking your GCSEs. Manage your time. Even if your timetable is flexible, you'll still need to get there on time. Some places don't have bells or buzzers, and lessons may not end rigidly on time. You also need to know when work is due in and manage your time well to meet all the different deadlines. Use free periods wisely, record the notes from your last session, get in front with tasks and essays. It's not just there for you to slack off. It's built into the timetable so you can do all the individual work you need to do, and if you don't do it, it will quickly build up. That's good advice. Think about the future. You need to think about your next steps early on. If you want to go to university, it's about more than just your grades. So think about signing up for a range of different activities or looking for work experience. Build relationships, get on the teacher's good side and ask for help if you need it. Know where you can go to get support if you're struggling, and build a good support network around you. We do talk about this more on Thursday in our student transitions and preparing for adulthood and next steps session. Outside school commitments. College must come first no matter how much money you're getting from your part-time job. Something to bear in mind. And finally, self-care. Make time to look after yourself and check in on those around you too. So that brings us to the end of today's Lunchtime Live session. So we wanted to finish by setting you our daily challenge that you can either complete during the course of the school day or maybe at home this evening. So our challenge is to find out about one Stockport college or sixth form that you have never considered before. Perhaps you've not even heard of it. Maybe you don't know anyone who's been there. You think it's too far away. You don't know if they even offer the courses that you'd be looking for, and you've got no idea about the campus or facilities. So for your daily challenge, we'd like you to find out what courses the college or sixth form offers, what the campus is like and what facilities they offer, the extracurricular activities available, the main reasons to choose that college or sixth form, and when the open days and application deadlines are. So you can share what you've learned with your teacher, family members over dinner or this evening, or your peers later or tomorrow. Or you can tell us about your findings on social media using hashtag post16careersweek, or send us an email to info@stockport-jobsmatch.co.uk.